There is a narrow, quiet street in the ancient city of Kyoto. The sky is barely turning a soft shade of blue. The air is cool and completely still. A 62-year-old woman gently slides open her wooden door. She steps out onto her small porch. She does not hold a glowing smartphone in her hand. She is not wearing an expensive fitness tracker or carrying a plastic shaker filled with artificial protein powder. She simply holds a small ceramic cup of warm water and takes a slow, deliberate sip. She looks up at the fading stars and takes a deep breath. Her stomach is completely flat and her posture is perfectly straight. Her energy is utterly calm and she radiates a profound sense of inner peace. Now look closely at a typical morning on the other side of the world. The alarm violently screams in the dark. A hand reaches out in a panic to silence it. The eyes immediately open and stare into a blinding screen. A tired brain is instantly flooded with stressful work emails and dozens of social media notifications. A heavy feeling of dread settles into the chest. The person rushes to the kitchen and pours a massive, dark cup of strong coffee into an empty, acidic stomach. They swallow it quickly while staring at terrible global news. Then they spend the rest of the day constantly running, feeling exhausted by noon and bloated by evening. These two very different mornings are only 30 minutes apart in length. But this tiny window of time completely dictates how your physical body survives the day. One routine quietly heals the biology. The other routine secretly stores a massive amount of heavy stress. And this is exactly where the hidden story of your stubborn belly fat truly begins. What if I told you that your struggle with your weight has absolutely nothing to do with a lack of willpower? What if it has nothing to do with eating a slice of pizza on the weekend? What if the real difference between these two people is simply 5 almost invisible habits? Before we reveal these quiet Japanese solutions, we must talk about a deeply poisonous idea. We have been brainwashed by modern society into believing that waking up is a race that must be won. Write in the comments right now and be brutally honest. What is the very first thing you reach for within 60 seconds of opening your eyes? Is it your glowing phone or a bitter cup of coffee? If you do either of these things, your body is starting the day in absolute biological terror. We are constantly sold the brutal lie of hustle culture. We are told that we must wake up and instantly conquer the world before the sun even rises. But this chaotic Western system is actively destroying your delicate metabolism. Your constant exhaustion and your stubborn belly fat are absolutely not your fault. You have simply been trained by a multi-billion-dollar industry to keep your nervous system in a perpetual state of emergency. When you force yourself out of bed with alarming noises, your adrenal glands immediately panic. They pump adrenaline into your system, preparing you to run from a physical threat that does not actually exist. Your physical body remembers everything you do to it, including your chronic stress and your fractured sleep. Most importantly, it remembers the very first signal you feed it in the early morning. When you wake up and immediately stare at a digital screen, your brain receives a violent shock. Your biology does not understand that you are just looking at a harmless application. To your ancient nervous system, every sudden flash of light and every unexpected notification is a literal threat to your survival. Your brain genuinely thinks a dangerous predator is chasing you through the dark. Your body instantly releases massive amounts of cortisol into your delicate bloodstream. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. When cortisol wildly spikes in the morning, it acts as a heavy, suffocating physical weight on your internal organs. It sends a desperate, loud signal directly to your fat cells. It explicitly commands your body to hold on to every single ounce of fat around your stomach. It does this because it falsely believes you are entering a long period of severe danger and famine. This invisible stress is exactly why you can eat a perfect diet and still struggle to lose weight. You are constantly fighting your biology instead of gently calming it. But there is a profoundly different, much quieter way to live. The Japanese philosophy teaches us a beautiful, essentialist truth about human health. A truly healthy physical body is quietly built by a peaceful, uncluttered mind. This is precisely why their traditional morning rules are completely reversed. The first habit is incredibly simple but incredibly powerful. You must say a gentle good morning to your body rather than violently shocking it awake. That 62-year-old woman in Kyoto does not turn on a loud espresso machine. She slowly pours a simple glass of warm water. She takes small, gentle sips while looking out the window at the morning light. It sounds entirely ordinary and perhaps even boring to a highly stimulated Western mind. But inside her body, a quiet miracle of deep healing is taking place. When we finally wake up, our internal organs are severely dehydrated. If you pour highly acidic coffee into this fragile state, you trigger an instant digestive emergency and inflame your stomach lining. Warm water sends a beautiful, healing message. It softly whispers to your nervous system that everything is incredibly safe. It turns on your natural metabolism like a quiet, invisible engine. You effortlessly stop fighting your biology. You simply allow it to function perfectly by removing the heavy friction from your digestion. But this is merely the first falling domino in a beautiful chain reaction. The second Japanese habit is completely free of charge, yet almost everyone in the modern Western world completely ignores it. We are making a massive mistake that artificially slows down our fat-burning potential every single day. The wise woman in Kyoto steps outside her home. She does not wear noise-canceling headphones or rush to an expensive fitness studio. She simply looks up at the vast morning sky. She feels the cool air on her skin and takes a deep, slow breath. She spends 5 to 10 minutes doing absolutely nothing but standing in the natural daylight. As she does this, her body presses an invisible, powerful reset button. Inside every single human being is a highly delicate internal clock. It operates just like a quiet operating system in the background of your daily life. This biological clock dictates exactly when you feel hungry and decides when your body should store fat. It controls when you feel bursts of energy and when you naturally feel sleepy. In the modern world, our mornings usually start with harsh, artificial light from bulbs and screens. This artificial light violently confuses your ancient brain. It tricks your biology into thinking it is the middle of the day, or worse, that you are in danger. This deep confusion creates unnecessary sugar cravings by noon and causes terrible mood swings in the afternoon. In traditional Japanese culture, morning sunlight is not viewed as a chore. It is deeply respected and utilized as nature's gentle alarm clock. Just 10 minutes of natural light hits your eyes and signals the brain to produce serotonin. Serotonin is a brilliant chemical that makes you feel deeply calm and wonderfully focused. It tells your nervous system that the night is over and there are no threats hiding in the dark. It explicitly tells your cells that they no longer need to aggressively store stress fat around your waist. Later that evening, this exact same serotonin will magically convert into melatonin. Melatonin is the crucial hormone that guarantees deep, restorative sleep. So by simply standing quietly in the sun, you are securing your profound peace for the entire day and night. You are quietly subtracting the exhausting noise of artificial living. You might begin to notice a beautiful, minimalist pattern emerging here. We are not adding complex, exhausting routines to our busy morning. We are not buying expensive supplements or following strict diets. We are quietly subtracting the unnecessary actions that make us heavy. And this brings us to the third habit, which might completely surprise you. Japanese people absolutely love to drink delicious coffee, but they do not drink it when the rest of the exhausted world does. By simply shifting the exact time of their first cup, they keep their energy perfectly stable all day long. When I first learned this ancient concept, it completely changed my entire perspective on human energy. I am not telling you that your favorite coffee is a toxic poison. I am gently suggesting that your daily timing is completely wrong. Sometimes doing the right thing at the wrong time causes the most heavy burden on your physical body. The wise woman in Kyoto drinks her warm water and quietly absorbs her morning sunlight. Only after doing these grounding things does she return to her simple kitchen. She brews her coffee and takes a slow, deeply satisfying sip. She did not strictly restrict herself or punish herself with extreme discipline. She simply delayed the immediate urge. Behind this tiny, almost unnoticeable delay hides a profoundly beautiful Japanese philosophy called Ma. It loosely translates to the valuable negative space between two distinct things. It beautifully represents the silent, intentional pause. In traditional architecture, the empty space is just as important as the solid walls. In classical music, the absolute silence between the notes is what creates the actual beauty. Our physical bodies desperately require this exact same biological silence. We need a quiet pause to find our true biological balance. When you wake up, your internal cortisol is naturally rising in a slow, healthy, and manageable way. If you instantly drink strong coffee the moment you open your eyes, you violently interrupt this delicate natural process. You force a massive, unnatural spike of fake energy into your bloodstream. Your brain is temporarily tricked into feeling wide awake. Then, just a few short hours later, you completely crash. You suddenly feel incredibly heavy, your brain becomes foggy, and you crave sugary snacks. You are literally borrowing fragile energy from tomorrow just to survive today. Tomorrow morning, I want you to try introducing the profound concept of Ma into your life by delaying your coffee by just 60 to 90 minutes. Let your beautiful body wake up on its own natural terms. Fill that negative space with warm water and soft sunlight. You will quickly notice your daily energy becoming incredibly smooth and completely unbreakable. If this quiet, essentialist approach has already shifted your understanding of your own body, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Do this so you do not miss the next invisible habits we will deeply explore together. We will continue to quietly dismantle these heavy Western routines and rebuild a life of true peace. Now we must discuss something very controversial in the modern fitness world. We absolutely need to talk about the fourth habit. Almost every modern fitness influencer screams at you to do intense cardio first thing in the morning. They sell you the toxic illusion that pure exhaustion equals moral superiority. But many healthy people in Japan do the exact opposite of this. And this quiet rebellion is exactly why health feels like a natural, effortless lifestyle for them, rather than a brutal daily punishment. We blindly apply the exact same aggressive advice to every single human body. But is intense morning exercise really the universal cure? The honest answer perfectly explains why you are holding on to that heavy, stubborn weight. If you absolutely love going to the gym, please do not misunderstand my careful words. Physical movement is a beautiful, vital celebration of life. But we must carefully ask how our chronically stressed bodies actually react to it. The woman in Kyoto finishes her delayed morning coffee and puts on simple, comfortable walking shoes. She does not aggressively sprint out the door. She does not frantically track her heart rate on a vibrating smartwatch or count her calories. She simply takes a relaxed, gentle walk through her quiet neighborhood. She looks deeply at the green trees and gently says good morning to a passing neighbor. 20 minutes later, she quietly returns home. This extreme, beautiful simplicity hides a massive metabolic secret. Western social media teaches us that pain is the only path to progress and that we must conquer our physical bodies. The traditional Japanese culture teaches us to take gentle care of our bodies so they can take care of us. One approach violently fights the biology, while the other approach quietly walks alongside it. The long-term physical results are entirely different. When you first wake up, your resting heart rate is slowly and gently rising. If you immediately force your body into an intense, high-intensity workout, you create a massive biological panic. For many chronically stressed people, this early morning intensity is perceived by the brain as severe trauma. Your ancient brain literally thinks you are running for your life from a dangerous predator. It quickly floods your blood with extreme levels of emergency cortisol. Your body naturally responds by locking down your fat stores to survive the perceived famine. A gentle, quiet walk does the exact opposite. It provides fresh, healing oxygen to your cells without the internal panic. It moves the blood quietly through your veins and actively lowers the heavy stress hormones. It is about the gentle rhythm of your feet hitting the ground and the steady flow of your breath. This simple, repetitive motion is highly meditative and deeply soothing to a frayed nervous system. In Japan, the true purpose of this morning walk is not to aggressively burn calories. The true purpose is to bring the racing mind and the stiff physical body into a perfectly calm, unified rhythm. Your body is not a broken machine that needs to be punished every morning. It is a beautiful, living organism that simply needs to be gently warmed up. And this realization brings us beautifully to the fifth and final habit. This is the absolute core soul of the Japanese morning routine. It is the profound, almost lost practice of absolute silence. This habit takes only 5 tiny minutes of your valuable time, yet it has the magnificent power to completely alter the direction of your entire day. The woman in Kyoto returns from her gentle walk and sits quietly by a clean window. She simply listens to the silence of her home without checking her phone or turning on the television. A profound, deeply rooted peace rests completely on her face. This specific peace did not come from a strict, punishing diet or an expensive gym membership. It came from spending a few intentional minutes completely alone with her own mind. In Japan, there is a beautiful ancient concept called seijaku. Seijaku translates to finding deep stillness in the absolute midst of modern chaos. It is a highly cultivated state where the anxious mind completely stops racing and the beating heart slows down to a gentle, resting pace. 5 minutes of silence acts as a powerful filter, separating your true thoughts from the loud opinions of the world. It builds an invisible shield around your attention, protecting your peace for the rest of the day. The Japanese people do not consider this silence to be a rare luxury. They deeply know that if the very first signal of the day is absolute peace, the rest of the day will naturally follow that exact same energy. You do not need to move to Japan or buy expensive organic products to achieve this profound peace. You simply need to reclaim your morning from the noisy, demanding culture that secretly stole it from you. A truly healthy body is never built on a shaky foundation of guilt, restriction, or physical punishment. It is slowly built on gentle, invisible acts of profound self-respect. Your belly fat is not a moral failure or a sign of simple laziness. It is a desperate, silent cry for rest from an incredibly overworked body. When you finally pause and listen to that cry, the physical weight will begin to effortlessly melt away. You will stop fighting the heavy, invisible forces of modern society. You will start working with the brilliant, quiet intelligence of your own biology. It is built by treating your complex biology as a trusted friend rather than a broken enemy to be conquered. Walk away from the chaotic, exhausting noise of the modern Western world. Embrace the quiet, incredibly powerful engine of daily essentialism. Radically subtract the useless things that make your mind and body feel heavy. You will realize that true wellness is never complicated, loud, or punishing. It is always quiet, incredibly gentle, and profoundly simple. You will finally find the lasting peace and the radiant health that you have been desperately looking for all along.